peace and salutations. Our last communications concerning the Quran in Surah 51, the basis of that statement was the lateral basis of the Great Pyramid stands at 51 degrees. We discussed Surah 51, but we'd like to go deeper into this mystery of Holy Quran and the Anunnaki. We will start at chapters 26, Surah 26, Holy Quran. The poets. Once I was a student in the Masjid World Community of Al-Islam of the West under Wallace Dean Muhammad, son of the founder of the Nation of Islam, Wallace Elijah Muhammad, i.e. Wallace Muhammad, son of Elijah Muhammad. And he would always say that Muhammad was not a poet and the Quran is not poetry. So one day I was given a Quran by a dreadlock man up in Atlanta, Georgia. I was always puzzled by that saying of Imam Wallace Muhammad. I placed the Quran, first time owning the Quran, place it on the shifter roll, and a beam of light came through the window and landed on Surah 26, the poets. So I asked myself, was the prophets poets? Later I found that the word prophet in the Bible literally means poet. It was an old word. There was no word then describing poet, so prophet was the word. Thomas Paine wrote an essay on the subject, and the poets, the prophets are poets. So if we take the chapter, the numbers in the chapter from Surah 26, like 6 plus 2, and we add it to the sections and the verses, 6 plus 2 plus 1, that's in 11 sections and 227 verses. We add 7 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 6 plus 2. We go to, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We go to, from the poets, chapter 26. It takes us to Surah 21. So if we go and we look at Surah 21, we find, let's see, Surah 21, we find the prophets. So that tells us that the prophets are poets. If we add the sections, the verses, and the chapter in Surah 20, was that the poets, Surah 26, we go to Surah 21 and we find the prophets. So it tells us that the prophets are poets. So we do the same. We add the 112 verses, 7 sections, and 21 at the 21st chapter we get 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And from the prophets we go to Surah 14. It takes us to Surah 14. We're traveling left now. We're going to Surah 14. From the poets to the prophets to Surah 14. Surah 14. Surah 14. Surah 14 we find Abraham. So was not Abraham considered a prophet? Okay, from the poets we travel to, from 26 we travel to the prophets. So when we go to 14 we find Abraham, which Abraham in the Bible is considered a prophet. So we see the Quran speaking to us. We have traveled 1, 2, 3 chapters back. So from Surah 14 we'll go to, let's see, in the verses 52 and the section 7 and the chapters 14. So we add 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it takes us to Surah 19, which is Mary. Okay, the code 19 is the code of the Quran. So we see, we ask who are the poets? Who are the prophets? The prophets were poets. Okay, it leads us to Surah 19. Okay, Mary, the mother of Jesus. And if we spell pyramid and we go from the M backwards, we will find Mary. So the story and all the wisdom comes from the great pyramids. As we showed you in Surah 51, the scatterers, the Anunnaki came down and they scattered this information in stone. They left their face there that the people of earth can see the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. And from Mary, this concept, the portals of the pyramid are aligned with the stars in the belt of Orion and the Sirius star. The 3 stars in the belt of Orion, they were the original 3 wise men. They point to Sirius, which is the manger from which the wise men followed the baby Jesus. So the wise men are not comic book characters. The wise men are the stars. So the Bible is astro-theology and allegories, metaphors, and similes. So we see a code of the Quran here. We'll show you in another video where this code is the ancient Maya code. Dr. Rashad Khalifa was the first man to find the code 19 in the Holy Quran, and a few years back, about around 1985, I discovered the code 13 in the Quran. So there are 2 codes, 13 and 19. The ancient Maya and the ancient Egyptian, who were the Anunnaki. The 3 stars in the belt of Orion, remember, they are aligned with the Great Pyramid. This is a story in astro-theology. It points to the manger, Sirius, and this may explain what Jesus meant when he says, I am the door. And if you have to travel through that door to get to the kingdom. The kingdom is Nibiru. The star Sirius shows that. The number 23 is a resonant number of Sirius. In the Quran, Surah 23 is the believers. You are now in tune on the One, the Force itself, Master Blaster Jamin. I am your brother, Ital, Iman, and we ask you to check out our main website, www.unn13.com.